of it is I thought we played pretty poor in the first period, and we ended up coming out of that with a two-goal lead. Obviously, a really nice shot by Johnson, and after that, we started to change some momentum a little bit, and we weren't harder 5-on-5. We weren't going to touch pucks 5-on-5. We were poking at pucks. We weren't stopping at pucks. We weren't finishing our checks. They were playing significantly heavier than we were, and so once we got that goal, we kind of got some energy going. Obviously, we get a big-time power play goal, unbelievable pass by Thompson. Man's at night to have him back. But we got away with a bad period, and we were up 2-0. And I told the guys that during the intermission. Okay, we didn't play well. We got lucky. We ended up getting a couple situational goals that put us up a 2-0. And let's not sit in this locker room and think that we had a great period just because we're leading.
And then Ben Steeves, the former Lincoln Star, scores 40 seconds into period 2. You guys are on your heels, but as we'll talk about all night long, it was the Caden Mbarico show. 30 saves for number 30, but the biggest part, in my opinion, of his game tonight was him finally standing up for another guy just poking in his crease.
Yeah, that goal we give up on the first shift is tough because we've talked to the wingers about go, move your feet when you catch a breakout pass. And unfortunately, when we catch it, we try to make a long two-line pass instead of moving our feet and pushing their D back, and that led to a turnover, which led to us being out of position, and obviously it ends up in our net. But, man, was Caden good tonight. Caden's been good for the last 3 or 4 starts, whatever it's been, and I was just really glad that he finally got rewarded for such a great effort. And, when we weren't good, he kept us in, and then obviously we find a way to jump on them and score a couple big ones and get them a very well-deserved win. And I just told our GM I'm really sick and tired of our goaltender getting run, and it's getting out of hand. And I actually watched their coach tell their player to go run him, and I don't have a whole lot of respect for that. These are kids, and I would never go tell one of our players to intentionally try to injure another player. And I'm as competitive as they come. But at the end of the day, Caden's he's a pretty tough guy. Alex Tracy's probably lucky he stayed on this far side of his red line, or Caden would have showed him how to drop the mitts. So, Caden did a great job of protecting himself, standing up for his teammates. I thought that was great energy by our guys. And Patrick Rafter, he drops the mitts when we need him to. Great energy from our fourth line right there. Really proud of those guys for sticking up for each other. So, that's what we want. We talk about a pack mentality and 5 in, 5 out, protecting each other at all times, and that was a perfect example of it.
And you got back 3 guys tonight. You had Gleb Beremiev from suspension, Aiden Thompson from injury, and Carter Shade back from injury. You saw Shade throwing some guys down in the first period when Caden got bumped. You have Thompson, a goal and an assist. And, Gleb Beremiev, an empty net goal, but he also threw his body around physically. How important are those 3 guys when you infuse them back into a lineup and then you beat Sioux City 5-1 tonight?
Well, those 2 guys are 2 of our top 6 forwards, obviously, and Gleb is such a dynamic, imposing forward, but he's also extremely talented, right? And he generates offense and creates and does a lot of really good things. And Aiden's obviously Aiden. He's special. He's talented. He's a great skater. Made an unbelievable pass on the power play, and then a great job on the shot, posting in far side. Like that's a goal scorer's goal. And Shader, right? Like he makes plays. He breaks pucks out. He defends. He puts pucks on. Puts stick on puck and blocks pucks when he needs to, and he stepped up in Nelly's absence and had some great reps on our power play. I thought that power play unit with Tony and Shader and those guys, they look great tonight, and they were really zipping it around. They probably deserved a better fate because they had some really, really good opportunities, and I suspect if they keep doing those things, they're going to put some pucks in the net for us.
And Michael Mastrodomenico jumps up to that top power play group with Joe LeMay still out. He gets a pair of assists tonight. What do you think of his game?
Yeah, Michael's a talented hockey player, and he's able to just do what he needs to do to facilitate right there. Obviously, the first one is a pretty simple pass, but if it's a bad pass or it's behind a guy or it's not in the right spot, then he doesn't get an assist. So sometimes we undervalue the simple play, but we talk to the guys all the time about making the next play, making the right play. On the power play, you got to pass the puck on the right side of guys' bodies. You got to make sure that we're moving our feet before we catch those passes so that we can continue to create passing lanes. And there's some things that are very simple that when done properly are really hard to defend.
A 5-1 win for you guys over the Sioux City Musketeers. The Tri-City Storm come to town tomorrow night. A big game with the 2 top teams in the Western Conference. They just lost to Omaha last night, tonight, 6-4. So what do you expect from that group, knowing they just lost 2 points?
I don't think it matters. I think they had this game circled on their calendar, whether they won tonight or not, and we did too. You know, and I don't know. Everybody around here keeps telling me that Omaha is Omaha. Well, I'd rather.
Peyton Manning, let's settle down a little bit here.
I want to beat the black and purple team, right? And I want to beat Omaha too, but I want to beat every team. And you know, I said to our GM again today, I see those urine covers. The urinal covers in the bathroom with the Omaha Lancers on them. I said, you know what? If we're going to do that, can we get one for every other team in the Western Conference? Because I want to beat everybody as bad as I want to beat the Omaha Lancers. And I know that's a natural rivalry because it's close, but you don't win championships by focusing on one team. You win championships by playing the next team on your schedule. And the next team on our schedule is the Tri-City Storm. They're an excellent club. They've got great goaltending. They score goals. They managed to put a lot of pressure on Omaha today, and Omaha held on. But we know they're a great team. We're going to have to play great hockey, and I think we're up for it.
Rocky, thanks for doing this. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
That was Coach's comments presented by Southside Auto Tech. Stars win 5-1 over the Sioux City Musketeers. Back in action tomorrow night against Tri-City. Puck drop 7:05. We'll see you then.